Hello, and welcome to the Mindful Zone. I'm so glad you're here today. Whether you stumbled upon this video by chance or came looking for guidance on mindfulness, meditation, and well-being, you've landed in a space designed to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. In our fast-paced, ever-connected world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, scattered, or disconnected from ourselves. We often rush through life without truly experiencing it, eating meals while staring at screens, scrolling aimlessly through social media, or letting our minds spiral into worry about the future or regret over the past. But what if there was a way to slow down, to find peace amidst the chaos? That's exactly what mindfulness offers. Mindfulness is more than just a buzzword, it's a practice deeply rooted in ancient wisdom, particularly within Buddhism, where it has been cultivated for thousands of years as a path to enlightenment and inner harmony. Today, mindfulness has transcended its spiritual origins to become a universal tool for enhancing mental clarity, emotional resilience, and physical health. It's accessible to everyone, regardless of age, background, or experience level. So, why are we dedicating an entire hour to exploring mindfulness? Because it holds transformative potential, not just for moments of stillness, but for every aspect of your daily life. From reducing stress and improving focus to strengthening relationships and boosting physical well-being, mindfulness can help you live with greater intention, presence, and joy. This video is crafted with warmth and accessibility in mind. If you're new to mindfulness, think of this as your gentle introduction, a safe space to explore and experiment. And if you're already familiar with these practices, consider this an opportunity to deepen your understanding and refine your approach. As we move forward together, I invite you to settle into this moment. Take a deep breath in, hold it for just a second, and now exhale slowly. Let go of any tension or distractions. You don't need anything special to be here. No fancy equipment, no prior knowledge, just an open heart and a willingness to show up. Throughout this journey, we'll cover 10 chapters that break down the science, philosophy, and practical applications of mindfulness. Each chapter builds on the last, creating a comprehensive guide that you can revisit whenever you need support or inspiration. Before we dive in, let me remind you that mindfulness isn't about perfection. There's no right or wrong way to practice it. Some days you might feel completely present and at ease. Other days your mind might wander endlessly, and that's okay. The beauty of mindfulness lies in its simplicity. It's not about achieving some elusive state of bliss, but about embracing whatever arises with kindness and curiosity. Are you ready to embark on this calming exploration? Wonderful. Let's take another deep breath together. Inhale and exhale. Now let's begin. Chapter 1. What is mindfulness? At its essence, mindfulness is the art of being fully present in the moment without judgment. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Yet in practice, it's one of the most profound shifts we can make in how we relate to ourselves and the world around us. To truly understand mindfulness, let's unpack what it means to be present and non-judgmental. Being present starts with awareness. It's about tuning into your immediate experience, the sights, sounds, sensations, thoughts, and emotions happening right now. For example, when you eat a piece of fruit, do you taste its sweetness, feel its texture, and notice its aroma? Or are you distracted, perhaps thinking about your next meeting or replaying a conversation from earlier in the day? Mindfulness invites you to savor the richness of each moment rather than letting life pass you by unnoticed. Non-judgment is equally important. Our minds are constantly evaluating experiences, labeling them as good, bad, pleasant, or unpleasant. While this tendency served our ancestors well in survival situations, it often leads to unnecessary suffering in modern life. When we judge our thoughts or feelings harshly, we create resistance and stress. Mindfulness teaches us to observe without criticism, allowing things to simply be as they are. These principles may seem straightforward, but their roots run deep. Mindfulness originates from Buddhist teachings, specifically the concept of sati, which translates to awareness or attention. In Buddhism, mindfulness is part of the Eightfold Path, a guide to ethical living and spiritual development. Monks and practitioners used mindfulness to cultivate insight into the nature of reality, recognizing the impermanence of all things and developing compassion for themselves and others. While mindfulness remains central to many spiritual traditions, it has also gained widespread recognition in secular contexts. Modern psychology, neuroscience, and education have embraced mindfulness as a powerful tool for improving mental health and overall well-being. Programs like mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, developed by John Kabat-Zinn in the late 1970s, have brought mindfulness into hospitals, schools, and workplaces worldwide. But mindfulness isn't confined to formal programs or meditation cushions. It's a way of engaging with life. You can practice mindfulness during everyday activities, brushing your teeth, washing dishes, taking a shower, or even having a conversation. The key is to bring your full attention to whatever you're doing, noticing details you might otherwise overlook. Let me share a personal story to illustrate this. A few years ago, I found myself stuck in a rut. I was juggling work, relationships, and personal goals, and I felt like I was running on autopilot. One morning, while making coffee, I decided to try something different. Instead of rushing through the process, I slowed down. I noticed the sound of the water boiling, the aroma of freshly ground beans, and the warmth of the mug in my hands. That small act of presence transformed an ordinary task into a moment of calm and connection. It reminded me that mindfulness doesn't require grand gestures. It thrives in the simplicity of everyday life. Now, let's dive deeper into the mechanics of mindfulness. At its core, mindfulness involves three key components: intention, attention, and attitude. Intention refers to your purpose for practicing mindfulness. Are you seeking stress relief, greater focus, emotional balance? Clarifying your why helps sustain your practice over time. Attention is where the real work happens. It's the act of directing your focus to the present moment. This could mean concentrating on your breath, observing bodily sensations, or listening intently to someone speaking. However, attention isn't static, it's dynamic. Your mind will wander. That's what minds do. The trick is to gently guide your focus back to the present whenever you notice it straying. Attitude ties everything together. Approaching mindfulness with kindness, curiosity, and openness makes all the difference. Instead of berating yourself for losing focus or feeling frustrated when distractions arise, treat yourself with compassion. Remember, mindfulness is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time to develop. One common misconception about mindfulness is that it's synonymous with relaxation. While mindfulness can lead to relaxation, it's not always comfortable. Sometimes sitting with your thoughts and emotions brings up discomfort or even pain. But facing these challenges head-on is part of the process. By acknowledging difficult feelings rather than avoiding them, you build resilience and emotional intelligence. Another myth is that mindfulness requires hours of meditation. While longer sessions can deepen your practice, even a few minutes a day can yield significant benefits. Consistency matters more than duration. Think of mindfulness like brushing your teeth. It's better to do it daily for a short period than sporadically for extended stretches. To give you a clearer picture, let's explore some practical examples of mindfulness in action. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. Instead of fuming at the delay, you could use the time to check in with yourself. Notice the tension in your shoulders, the rhythm of your breathing, or the colors of the cars around you. Shift your perspective from frustration to curiosity, or consider a typical workday. Between emails, meetings, and deadlines, it's easy to lose track of time. Practicing mindfulness at your desk might look like pausing between tasks to take 3 deliberate breaths. Or it could involve eating lunch away from your screen, savoring each bite instead of wolfing it down. These micro moments add up, creating a ripple effect of calm and clarity throughout your day. The beauty of mindfulness lies in its adaptability. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. Some people prefer guided meditations, while others thrive with silent reflection. Yoga, Tai Chi, and mindful movement are excellent options for those who enjoy physical activity. Journaling, gratitude practices, and body scans offer alternative pathways to presence. The key is finding what resonates with you and committing to it. Let's address another question that often comes up. Can mindfulness coexist with technology? Absolutely. While excessive screen time can detract from mindfulness, tech can also support it. Apps like Headspace, Calm, and Insight Timer provide guided meditations tailored to various needs and preferences. Online communities and virtual retreats connect like-minded individuals across the globe. The challenge is using technology intentionally rather than letting it dominate your attention. Finally, let's talk about the obstacles to mindfulness. One common barrier is skepticism. If you're new to mindfulness, it's natural to wonder whether it works or if it's worth the effort. My advice is to approach it with an open mind. Treat it as an experiment. Try it consistently for a few weeks and observe the results. Another hurdle is impatience. We live in a culture obsessed with instant gratification, but mindfulness unfolds gradually. Trust the process and trust yourself. Let's try a quick exercise to illustrate this. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or soften your gaze. Take a few slow, deliberate breaths. Notice the sensation of air entering and leaving your nostrils. Feel the rise and fall of your chest or abdomen. If your mind wanders, and it almost certainly will, that's perfectly normal. Gently guide your attention back to your breath. How did that feel? Perhaps you noticed a sense of calm or clarity. Maybe you felt restless or distracted. Both responses are valid. The point isn't to achieve a specific outcome, but to observe your experience with curiosity and acceptance. Over time, mindfulness becomes less of an effort and more of a natural state of being. Instead of reacting impulsively to challenges, you learn to pause and respond thoughtfully. Rather than getting lost in regrets about the past or anxieties about the future, you anchor yourself in the present. This shift not only enhances your mental and emotional well-being, but also ripples outward, positively impacting those around you. To summarize, mindfulness is about cultivating awareness, embracing non-judgment, and living fully in the moment. Its origins lie in ancient wisdom, yet its applications are timeless and universal. As we progress through the remaining chapters, we'll delve deeper into the science behind mindfulness, explore its myriad benefits, and provide practical tips for integrating it into your daily routine. For now, take another deep breath and carry this sense of presence with you as we continue. Chapter 2. The Science Behind Mindfulness. Welcome back to the Mindful Zone. In this chapter, we're diving into the fascinating science behind mindfulness, a topic that bridges ancient wisdom with cutting-edge research. While mindfulness has its roots in spiritual traditions like Buddhism, modern science has validated its profound effects on both the mind and body. By understanding the evidence supporting mindfulness, you'll gain a deeper appreciation for why it works and how it can transform your life. Let's start with the basics. What happens in the brain when we practice mindfulness? Neuroscientists have discovered that regular mindfulness meditation can actually change the structure and function of the brain, a phenomenon known as neuroplasticity. This means that our brains are not fixed. They adapt based on our experiences and habits. When you engage in mindfulness practices consistently, you're literally rewiring your brain for greater resilience, focus, and emotional balance. One groundbreaking study conducted by Harvard researchers used MRI scans to examine the brains of participants who completed an 8-week mindfulness-based stress reduction (MBSR) program. The results were astonishing. Participants showed increased gray matter density in regions associated with memory, learning, empathy, and emotional regulation. Specifically, the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory formation, became more robust. Meanwhile, the amygdala, the brain's fear center, shrank in size, leading to reduced stress and anxiety responses. Imagine that. Simply sitting quietly and focusing on your breath can physically alter your brain. But the benefits don't stop there. Another area of interest is the prefrontal cortex, which governs decision-making, attention, and self-control. Studies show that mindfulness strengthens connectivity between the prefrontal cortex and other parts of the brain, enhancing cognitive abilities like focus and problem-solving. This explains why so many people report feeling sharper and more productive after incorporating mindfulness into their routines. Beyond structural changes, mindfulness also influences neurotransmitters, chemical messengers in the brain that regulate mood and behavior. For instance, serotonin, often referred to as the feel-good hormone, increases during mindfulness practice. Dopamine, which plays a role in motivation and reward, becomes better regulated. Even oxytocin, the bonding hormone linked to trust and connection, sees a boost. These biochemical shifts contribute to improved mental health, stronger relationships, and an overall sense of well-being. Now, let's zoom out from the brain and look at the broader physiological impacts of mindfulness. Chronic stress is a major contributor to numerous health issues, including heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, and even premature aging. Fortunately, mindfulness acts as a powerful antidote to stress. Research shows that mindfulness lowers cortisol levels, the hormone released during stressful situations, and activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which promotes relaxation and healing. Consider this analogy. If chronic stress is like driving a car with the gas pedal pressed down all the time, mindfulness is the brake that slows things down. It gives your body a chance to recover and reset, reducing inflammation and restoring balance. Inflammation in particular is a key factor in many chronic illnesses. A growing body of evidence suggests that mindfulness reduces inflammatory markers in the bloodstream, offering protection against conditions like arthritis, asthma, and cardiovascular disease. Speaking of cardiovascular health, mindfulness has been shown to lower blood pressure, improve circulation, and decrease the risk of heart attacks and strokes. One study followed individuals with high blood pressure who practiced mindfulness regularly. After several months, their readings improved significantly compared to those who didn't meditate. Similarly, mindfulness enhances sleep quality, a critical component of physical health. Poor sleep disrupts hormones, weakens immunity, and exacerbates mental health challenges. By calming the mind and relaxing the body, mindfulness creates the ideal conditions for restorative sleep. Another exciting area of research focuses on the immune system. Your immune system is your body's defense mechanism, protecting you from infections, viruses, and other threats. Stress weakens immunity, making you more susceptible to illness. Mindfulness, however, bolsters immune function. In one experiment, participants who meditated daily produced higher levels of antibodies in response to a flu vaccine than those who didn't meditate. This finding underscores the potential of mindfulness to fortify your body's natural defenses. It's worth noting that mindfulness isn't just beneficial for adults, it's equally impactful for children and adolescents. Schools around the world are integrating mindfulness programs to help students manage stress, improve concentration, and foster emotional intelligence. Teachers report fewer behavioral issues, higher academic performance, and a more positive classroom atmosphere. For young people navigating the pressures of social media, peer relationships, and academic expectations, mindfulness provides a much-needed anchor. Now let's address a common concern. Does mindfulness require years of practice to see results? Happily, the answer is no. Even brief sessions can yield noticeable benefits. A study published in the journal Psychiatry Research found that just 10 minutes of mindfulness meditation per day led to significant reductions in anxiety and depression symptoms among participants. Another investigation revealed that a single session of loving-kindness meditation, a form of mindfulness focused on cultivating compassion, boosted feelings of social connection and happiness. Of course, consistency matters. Think of mindfulness like exercise. Small doses are better than none, but sustained effort yields the greatest rewards. Over time, the cumulative effects compound, creating lasting change. That said, don't let perfectionism hold you back. If you miss a day or even a week, that's okay. What matters most is returning to the practice with patience and persistence. To illustrate the versatility of mindfulness, let's explore some real-world applications. In healthcare, clinicians use mindfulness-based interventions to treat patients with chronic pain, PTSD, addiction, and eating disorders. Athletes incorporate mindfulness techniques to enhance performance, stay focused under pressure, and recover from injuries. Businesses leverage mindfulness training to boost employee productivity, creativity, and job satisfaction. Even prisons have implemented mindfulness programs to reduce recidivism rates and promote rehabilitation. Take the example of Google, one of the world's largest tech companies. They offer employees a course called Search Inside Yourself, which combines mindfulness with emotional intelligence skills. Participants learn to manage stress, communicate effectively, and lead with authenticity. The program has been so successful that similar initiatives have spread to organizations worldwide. Despite the overwhelming evidence supporting mindfulness, skeptics sometimes question its efficacy. Critics argue that studies may be biased or lack rigorous controls. While these concerns are valid, the sheer volume of research, spanning decades and encompassing diverse populations, paints a compelling picture. Moreover, scientists continue refining methodologies to ensure accuracy and reliability. As the field evolves, our understanding of mindfulness will only deepen. For those interested in exploring the scientific literature further, I recommend checking out resources like the American Psychological Association, APA, peer-reviewed journals such as Mindfulness and Frontiers in Psychology, and books like Altered Traits by Daniel Goleman and Richard Davidson. These sources provide a wealth of information for anyone eager to delve into the details. Before we wrap up this chapter, let me leave you with a thought-provoking idea. Mindfulness isn't just about individual transformation, it has the power to reshape society. When enough people embrace mindfulness, we create ripples of kindness, empathy, and cooperation that extend far beyond ourselves. Imagine workplaces where collaboration replaces competition, schools where curiosity thrives over conformity, and communities built on mutual respect and understanding. This vision starts with each of us choosing to live mindfully. To summarize, the science behind mindfulness is clear and compelling. From altering brain structure to boosting immune function, the evidence demonstrates that mindfulness is a potent tool for enhancing mental and physical health. Its applications span across disciplines and demographics, proving that anyone can benefit from this timeless practice. As we move forward, keep these insights in mind. They'll serve as a foundation for the practical tips and strategies we'll cover in later chapters. Take a moment now to reflect on what you've learned. Feel free to pause the video, jot down notes, or simply sit quietly and absorb the information. Remember, knowledge is empowering, but action brings results. Let's carry this momentum into the next chapter, where we'll explore how mindfulness reduces stress and cultivates inner peace. Chapter 3: Reducing Stress Through Mindfulness. Welcome back to the Mindful Zone. In this chapter, we're going to explore one of the most transformative benefits of mindfulness: its ability to reduce stress. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by work deadlines, relationship challenges, financial pressures, or simply the relentless pace of modern life, you already know how pervasive stress can be. But here's the good news: mindfulness offers a practical, accessible, and scientifically backed way to manage it. Let's start by understanding what stress is and why it affects us so deeply. Stress is your body's natural response to perceived threats or demands. It triggers the fight or flight mechanism, releasing hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that prepare you to confront danger or flee from it. This system was incredibly useful for our ancestors facing predators or harsh environments. However, in today's world, where threats are often psychological rather than physical, like an overflowing inbox or a tense conversation, the same biological response can become chronic and harmful. When stress becomes prolonged, it takes a toll on both your mental and physical health. Chronic stress weakens your immune system, disrupts sleep patterns, increases blood pressure, and contributes to conditions like anxiety, depression, and heart disease. It can also cloud your thinking, making it harder to focus, make decisions, or solve problems effectively. Unfortunately, many of us live in a constant state of low-grade stress without even realizing it. Mindfulness provides a way out, a path toward greater calm, clarity, and resilience. So, how exactly does mindfulness help reduce stress? Let's break it down step by step. 1. Activating the relaxation response. One of the primary ways mindfulness combats stress is by activating the relaxation response, a term coined by Dr. Herbert Benson, a pioneer in mind-body medicine. The relaxation response counteracts the fight-or-flight reaction by slowing your heart rate, lowering blood pressure, and reducing muscle tension. When you practice mindfulness, whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply paying attention to the present moment, you signal to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. For example, imagine you're stuck in traffic and feeling irritated. Instead of succumbing to frustration, you could take a few slow, conscious breaths. Focus on the sensation of air entering and leaving your lungs. Notice how your shoulders soften and your jaw unclenches. Within moments, you'll likely feel calmer and more centered. These small acts of mindfulness interrupt the cycle of stress before it spirals out of control. 2. Breaking the cycle of rumination. Another hallmark of stress is rumination, the tendency to dwell on negative thoughts or worries over and over again. This mental habit not only prolongs stress but also amplifies it. Have you ever found yourself replaying a difficult conversation in your head long after it ended, or lying awake at night worrying about things beyond your control? These are classic examples of rumination. Mindfulness interrupts this pattern by training you to observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them. Instead of identifying with every thought that arises, "I'm such a failure, what if something goes wrong?" you learn to see them as fleeting mental events. Picture your thoughts as clouds passing across the sky. They come and go, but they don't define the sky itself. By creating distance between yourself and your thoughts, you gain perspective and prevent them from overwhelming you. 3. Enhancing emotional regulation. Stress often hijacks our emotions, leading to impulsive reactions we later regret. For instance, snapping at a loved one during a stressful day or lashing out at a coworker over a minor disagreement. Mindfulness helps you regulate your emotions by increasing awareness of your internal state. When you notice early signs of stress, like a racing heart, shallow breathing, or tightness in your chest, you can intervene before emotions escalate. A powerful mindfulness technique for emotional regulation is the stop method. S. Stop whatever you're doing. T. Take a few deep breaths. O. Observe your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations. P. Proceed with intention, choosing how to respond rather than react automatically. By pausing and grounding yourself in the present moment, you create space to choose a wiser, kinder course of action. 4. Cultivating acceptance. Resistance to reality is a major source of stress. We resist uncomfortable emotions, challenging situations, or outcomes that don't align with our expectations. Paradoxically, this resistance only intensifies suffering. Mindfulness teaches acceptance, not resignation, but an open-hearted acknowledgement of what is. Consider a scenario where you're running late for an important meeting. Instead of panicking and berating yourself, you might say, "Okay, I'm running late. That's frustrating, but I'll do my best to get there safely." Acceptance doesn't mean you condone the situation. It means you stop fighting against it, freeing up energy to address it constructively. 5. Building resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, and mindfulness strengthens this capacity. Studies show that regular mindfulness practice increases activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for executive functions like planning, problem solving, and emotional regulation. At the same time, it reduces reactivity in the amygdala, the brain's fear center. Together, these changes enable you to face challenges with greater composure and adaptability. Think of resilience like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. Each time you navigate a stressful situation mindfully, you reinforce neural pathways associated with calmness and clarity. Over time, you develop a sense of inner stability that isn't easily shaken by external circumstances. 6. Fostering connection. Loneliness and isolation exacerbate stress, while meaningful connections buffer against it. Mindfulness enhances relationships by promoting active listening, empathy, and presence. When you're fully engaged in conversations rather than distracted or multitasking, you build trust and deepen bonds. Additionally, mindfulness fosters self-compassion, which lays the groundwork for healthier interactions with others. After all, you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself allows you to show up more authentically for those around you. Now let's dive into some practical tools for reducing stress through mindfulness. While formal meditation is highly effective, there are countless informal practices you can weave into your daily routine. Here are a few ideas. 1. Breathing exercises. Your breath is always with you, making it an ideal anchor for mindfulness. Try the 4-7-8 technique. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7 counts, and exhale for 8 counts. Repeat this cycle several times, focusing solely on the rhythm of your breath. This simple exercise activates the parasympathetic nervous system, inducing relaxation almost instantly. 2. Body scans. A body scan involves mentally scanning your body from head to toe, noticing areas of tension or discomfort. As you identify these spots, send them gentle awareness, inviting them to soften. This practice not only relieves physical stress, but also grounds you in the present moment. 3. Gratitude practice. Shifting your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant can dramatically reduce stress. Keep a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. They don't have to be monumental. Perhaps it's the warmth of sunlight on your face, a supportive friend, or a delicious meal. Over time, this habit rewires your brain to seek positivity, even in tough times. 4. Mindful movement. Physical activity combined with mindfulness creates a double dose of stress relief. Yoga, Tai Chi, and walking meditation are excellent options. Pay attention to the sensations in your body as you move, the stretch of muscles, the rhythm of your steps, the flow of energy. Movement paired with awareness helps release pent-up tension and clears mental clutter. 5. Digital detox. Technology can be a significant source of stress, especially when notifications constantly pull your attention away. Set aside designated periods each day to disconnect from screens. Use this time to engage in mindful activities like reading, journaling, or spending time outdoors. Creating boundaries around tech use restores balance and reduces overwhelm. To further illustrate the power of mindfulness in reducing stress, let me share a story. A close friend of mine once struggled with burnout due to her demanding job. She felt perpetually exhausted, irritable, and disconnected from her family. On a whim, she decided to try a mindfulness app that guided her through short meditations. Initially skeptical, she committed to just 5 minutes a day. Over time, she noticed subtle shifts, less reactivity, improved sleep, and a renewed sense of purpose. Eventually, she began incorporating longer sessions and integrating mindfulness into other aspects of her life. Today, she credits mindfulness with helping her reclaim joy and vitality. Stories like hers remind us that mindfulness isn't reserved for monks or gurus. It's a tool anyone can use to navigate life's ups and downs, and the beauty of it lies in its simplicity. You don't need special equipment, expensive classes, or hours of free time. All you need is a willingness to show up and pay attention. Before we conclude this chapter, let's reflect on a key takeaway. Stress is inevitable, but suffering is optional. By cultivating mindfulness, you empower yourself to meet stress with grace and wisdom. Whether you're dealing with minor annoyances or major upheavals, mindfulness equips you with tools to stay grounded and resilient. Take a moment now to pause and breathe deeply. Feel the weight of stress lifting, even if just slightly. Carry this sense of calm with you as we transition into the next chapter, where we'll explore how mindfulness improves focus and productivity. Chapter 4: Improving Focus and Productivity Through Mindfulness. Welcome back to the Mindful Zone. In this chapter, we're going to explore how mindfulness can dramatically improve your focus and productivity, two skills that are essential for navigating the demands of modern life. If you've ever felt scattered, overwhelmed by distractions, or unable to complete tasks efficiently, you're not alone. The good news is that mindfulness offers practical tools to sharpen your attention, enhance your efficiency, and reclaim control over your day. Let's begin by acknowledging a harsh truth. Our world is designed to steal our focus. From endless notifications on our phones to open plan offices filled with chatter, distractions are everywhere. Add to that the internal noise of racing thoughts, self-doubt, and multitasking, and it's no wonder so many of us struggle to stay focused. But here's the silver lining. Mindfulness provides a way to cut through the chaos and train your brain to concentrate deeply. The science of focus. To understand why mindfulness improves focus, let's take a closer look at how attention works. Attention is like a spotlight. It allows you to direct your mental energy towards specific tasks while filtering out irrelevant stimuli. However, just like a muscle, your attention can grow fatigued if overused or strained. When you attempt to juggle multiple tasks simultaneously, something researchers call task switching, your cognitive resources become depleted, leading to mistakes, slower performance, and increased stress. Mindfulness acts as a reset button for your attention. Studies show that regular mindfulness practice strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for executive functions like focus, decision-making, and impulse control. This enhanced neural connectivity enables you to sustain attention for longer periods without succumbing to distractions. Additionally, mindfulness reduces activity in the default mode network, DMN, the brain region associated with mind-wandering and rumination. By quieting the DMN, mindfulness helps you stay anchored in the present moment. But don't just take my word for it. Let's examine some compelling research. A study published in the journal Psychological Science found that participants who engaged in brief mindfulness exercises performed significantly better on tasks requiring sustained attention compared to those who didn't meditate. Another investigation revealed that mindfulness training improved working memory capacity, the ability to hold and manipulate information in your mind temporarily. These findings underscore the profound impact mindfulness has on cognitive function, the myth of multitasking. Before we dive deeper into mindfulness techniques, let's debunk a common myth. Multitasking makes you more productive. Research consistently shows that multitasking is a fallacy. While it might feel like you're accomplishing more when you tackle several things at once, studies indicate that switching between tasks actually slows you down and increases errors. Furthermore, multitasking fragments your attention, leaving you less effective overall. Instead of multitasking, mindfulness encourages single tasking, a practice where you give your full attention to one thing at a time. Whether you're writing an email, cooking dinner, or having a conversation, focusing exclusively on the task at hand enhances both the quality of your work and your enjoyment of the process. Single tasking also minimizes the mental clutter that arises from trying to do too much at once, creating a sense of flow, an immersive state of effortless concentration. Practical strategies for enhancing focus. Now that we've established the importance of focus, let's explore actionable strategies for cultivating it through mindfulness. These techniques range from formal practices to small adjustments you can make throughout your day. 1. Mindful breathing breaks. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to refocus is through mindful breathing. Whenever you notice your mind wandering or feel overwhelmed, pause and take 3 deliberate breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly through your mouth. As you breathe, bring your awareness to the sensation of air moving in and out of your body. This brief exercise resets your nervous system, clears mental fog, and prepares you to re-engage with clarity. 2. Setting intentional goals. At the start of each day, or even before beginning a specific task, Set an intention. Ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish right now? How does this align with my larger goals? Setting intentions creates a roadmap for your actions and keeps you aligned with what truly matters. For example, instead of vaguely thinking, I need to get stuff done today, you might say, I will dedicate the first hour of my morning to completing this report because it's a priority. Clarity fuels motivation. 3. Creating a distraction-free environment. Your surroundings play a significant role in your ability to focus. Minimize external distractions by tidying your workspace, silencing notifications, and setting boundaries with others. If possible, use tools like website blockers to limit access to social media during peak productivity hours. On a personal note, I find that lighting a candle or playing instrumental music helps create a calming atmosphere conducive to deep work. 4. Practicing the Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique is a time management method that pairs beautifully with mindfulness. Here's how it works. Choose a task, set a timer for 25 minutes, and commit to working on that task without interruption until the timer goes off. Then, take a 5-minute break to stretch, breathe, or hydrate. After 4 cycles, reward yourself with a longer 15 to 30-minute break. This structured approach trains your brain to concentrate intensely while honoring the need for rest. 5. Body awareness for mental clarity. Physical discomfort can sabotage your focus. If you're slouching at your desk or holding tension in your shoulders, your body sends signals to your brain that disrupt concentration. Incorporate moments of body awareness into your routine. Periodically scan your posture, adjust your seating position, or stand up and move around. Sometimes, simply rolling your shoulders back and taking a few steps can refresh your mind and reignite your focus. 6. Journaling for reflection. Journaling is a powerful tool for enhancing focus and productivity. Start your day by jotting down your top priorities along with any concerns or obstacles you anticipate facing. At the end of the day, reflect on what went well and what could be improved. Writing things down externalizes your thoughts, freeing up mental space for more important tasks. Plus, reviewing your progress reinforces a growth mindset, motivating you to keep improving. Mindfulness and decision-making. Another area where mindfulness boosts productivity is decision-making. Have you ever felt paralyzed by indecision or regretted choices made impulsively? Mindfulness sharpens your ability to weigh options carefully and act decisively. By observing your thoughts and emotions without attachment, you gain insight into underlying biases or fears that may cloud your judgment. For instance, imagine you're debating whether to accept a new project at work. Instead of rushing to say yes or no, take a step back. Breathe deeply and ask yourself, what are my motivations for accepting or declining? Am I acting out of fear, excitement, or genuine alignment with my values? Mindful reflection ensures that your decisions stem from a place of clarity rather than reactivity. Overcoming procrastination. Procrastination is a universal challenge, but mindfulness offers unique solutions. Often procrastination stems from perfectionism, fear of failure, or feeling overwhelmed by the scope of a task. Mindfulness addresses these root causes by fostering self-compassion and breaking projects into manageable steps. Here's a technique I love, the 5-minute rule. Commit to working on a dreaded task for just 5 minutes. More often than not, starting is the hardest part, but once you begin, momentum carries you forward. Combine this strategy with mindfulness by staying fully present during those initial minutes. Notice the texture of your pen against paper, the rhythm of your typing, or the satisfaction of crossing items off your list. Presence transforms drudgery into engagement. Real-life applications. Let's bring these concepts to life with a few examples. Picture a busy entrepreneur preparing for a major presentation. Instead of cramming last-minute slides, she takes 10 minutes to meditate, grounding herself in calmness and confidence. During the presentation, she listens attentively to questions, responding thoughtfully rather than defensively. Her audience leaves impressed not only by her content, but also by her poise and presence. Or consider a student studying for exams. Rather than cramming all night, he alternates between focused study sessions and mindful breaks. He uses visualization techniques to imagine himself succeeding, reducing anxiety, and boosting motivation. On exam day, his preparation pays off. He answers questions confidently, knowing he gave his best effort. These scenarios highlight how mindfulness amplifies productivity across diverse contexts. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters most with greater ease and effectiveness. The ripple effect of mindful productivity. When you prioritize focus and productivity through mindfulness, the benefits extend far beyond individual achievements. You inspire those around you to adopt similar habits, creating a culture of presence and purpose. Leaders who practice mindfulness model calmness under pressure, earning trust and respect from their teams. Parents who embrace mindfulness demonstrate patience and attentiveness, nurturing stronger bonds with their children. Even small acts of mindful productivity ripple outward, contributing to a more harmonious and compassionate society. A word of encouragement. Finally, let's address a common concern. What if I'm not naturally good at focusing? The truth is, nobody starts out perfect. Like any skill, focus requires practice and persistence. Celebrate small victories along the way, whether it's resisting the urge to check your phone or completing a task ahead of schedule. Over time, these incremental improvements compound, transforming your relationship with work and life. Take a moment now to reflect on what you've learned in this chapter. Feel free to pause the video, write down key insights, or experiment with one of the techniques we discussed. Remember, mindfulness isn't about achieving flawless focus. It's about cultivating the awareness and resilience to navigate distractions gracefully. As we move into the next chapter, carry this newfound understanding of focus and productivity with you. Together, we'll explore how mindfulness enhances emotional well-being, equipping you with tools to face life's challenges with courage and compassion. Chapter 5: Enhancing Emotional Well-being Through Mindfulness. Welcome back to the Mindful Zone. In this chapter, we're diving deep into one of the most profound and transformative benefits of mindfulness, its ability to enhance emotional well-being. Whether you're navigating everyday ups and downs or facing significant challenges, mindfulness equips you with tools to cultivate resilience, self-awareness, and inner peace. By the end of this chapter, you'll understand how mindfulness can help you manage emotions more skillfully, build healthier relationships, and foster a greater sense of fulfillment in your life. Let's begin by exploring why emotional well-being matters so much, and why it's often overlooked in our fast-paced, achievement-oriented society. Emotions are at the core of human experience. They shape how we perceive the world, interact with others, and respond to challenges. Yet many of us struggle to navigate our emotional landscapes effectively. We suppress uncomfortable feelings, react impulsively to triggers, or ruminate endlessly on negative thoughts. Over time, these patterns erode our mental health and diminish our quality of life. Mindfulness flips the script. Instead of avoiding or amplifying emotions, mindfulness teaches us to observe them with curiosity and compassion. This shift empowers us to regulate our emotions, communicate more authentically, and approach life with greater balance and clarity. Let's break down exactly how mindfulness enhances emotional well-being step by step. 1. Understanding emotions through mindfulness. At its core, mindfulness invites us to become intimate with our emotional experiences. Rather than labeling emotions as good or bad, we learn to see them as transient states that arise and pass away. For example, anger might feel overwhelming in the moment, but when viewed through the lens of mindfulness, it becomes simply an energy moving through you, not something that defines you. This perspective is liberating. It allows us to detach from unhelpful narratives, "I'm always angry," and instead focus on what's actually happening right now. A useful analogy is to think of emotions as weather patterns. Just as clouds drift across the sky without altering its essence, emotions move through your awareness without changing who you fundamentally are. To practice this, try tuning into your body during moments of strong emotion. Where do you feel tension or discomfort? Is there heat in your chest, tightness in your jaw, or heaviness in your stomach? By locating sensations physically, you ground yourself in the present moment and prevent emotions from spiraling out of control. 2. Breaking free from emotional reactivity. One of the hallmarks of emotional distress is reactivity, responding impulsively to situations based on fear, frustration, or insecurity. Reactivity often leads to regrettable actions like snapping at a loved one during a stressful day or making impulsive decisions fueled by anxiety. Mindfulness interrupts this cycle by creating space between stimulus and response. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Your initial reaction might be rage, a surge of adrenaline accompanied by harsh words or aggressive gestures. However, mindfulness offers an alternative. Before reacting, take a deep breath. Notice the physical sensations of anger rising in your body. Ask yourself, will lashing out improve the situation? What would a calmer version of me choose to do? By pausing and observing your emotions mindfully, you gain the power to choose how to respond rather than being driven by automatic reactions. This simple yet profound shift transforms not only individual interactions but also long-term habits of thought and behavior. 3. Cultivating self-compassion. Self-compassion is another cornerstone of emotional well-being, and mindfulness is its foundation. Many of us are quick to criticize ourselves for perceived failures or shortcomings. We replay mistakes in our minds, berate ourselves for not meeting expectations, or compare ourselves unfavorably to others. These patterns breed shame, guilt, and low self-esteem. Mindfulness counters this tendency by fostering kindness toward oneself. When you notice critical self-talk arising, acknowledge it without judgment. Then, gently redirect your attention to supportive affirmations or compassionate phrases. For instance, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'm such a failure," you might counter with, "I'm doing my best and that's enough." Research shows that self-compassion reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression while increasing resilience and happiness. Practicing mindfulness helps you develop a nurturing relationship with yourself, one rooted in understanding and acceptance rather than criticism and perfectionism. 4. Managing difficult emotions. Difficult emotions like sadness, grief, fear, and loneliness are inevitable parts of life. While avoidance may provide temporary relief, it ultimately prolongs suffering. Mindfulness encourages us to face challenging emotions head-on, allowing them to flow through us naturally. A powerful technique for processing difficult emotions is RAIN, developed by meditation teacher Tara Brach. Recognize what's happening emotionally. Allow the emotion to exist without resistance. Investigate the sensation with curiosity and care. Nurture yourself with compassion and understanding. For example, if you're feeling overwhelmed by sadness, start by recognizing it. I'm feeling sad right now. Allow yourself to sit with the emotion instead of pushing it away. Investigate where the sadness lives in your body, perhaps as a lump in your throat or tears behind your eyes. Finally, nurture yourself by offering comforting words or placing a hand over your heart. By working through emotions in this way, you release pent-up energy and create space for healing and growth. 5. Building emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your own emotions as well as those of others, is a key predictor of success and satisfaction in life. Mindfulness enhances every aspect of emotional intelligence, including self-awareness, empathy, and interpersonal skills. Consider a workplace scenario where tensions run high during a team meeting. A mindful leader listens attentively to colleagues' concerns, validates their feelings, and responds thoughtfully rather than defensively. This approach diffuses conflict, builds trust, and fosters collaboration. Similarly, individuals who practice mindfulness tend to communicate more clearly and empathetically, strengthening personal and professional relationships. 6. transforming negative thought patterns. Negative thought patterns, such as catastrophizing, black and white thinking, or excessive worrying, are common contributors to emotional distress. Mindfulness disrupts these cycles by training you to observe thoughts objectively. Instead of identifying with limiting beliefs, "I'll never succeed," you learn to see them as passing clouds in the sky of your mind. A helpful exercise is labeling thoughts as they arise. For example, if you find yourself spiraling into worry about the future, silently note, "worrying." This act of naming creates distance between you and the thought, reducing its intensity. With practice, you'll notice that thoughts lose their grip on you, freeing you to focus on the present moment. 7. Strengthening resilience. Resilience, the capacity to recover from adversity, is closely tied to emotional well-being. Mindfulness builds resilience by teaching you to stay grounded during difficult times. When faced with setbacks, mindful individuals draw upon inner resources like patience, courage, and perspective. Visualization techniques can complement mindfulness in cultivating resilience. Close your eyes and imagine yourself overcoming a challenge successfully. Picture the steps you'll take, the emotions you'll experience, and the lessons you'll learn along the way. Visualization primes your brain for success, boosting confidence and determination. Real-life applications. Let's bring these concepts to life with some real-world examples. Imagine a parent dealing with a tantrum from their child. Instead of reacting angrily, they pause, breathe deeply, and remind themselves that tantrums are normal expressions of frustration. Approaching the situation mindfully, they validate their child's feelings and offer comfort, turning a potentially explosive moment into an opportunity for connection. Or consider someone grieving the loss of a loved one. While traditional advice might encourage suppressing pain or staying busy, mindfulness invites them to fully honor their emotions. Through journaling, meditation, or simply sitting quietly, they process their grief in a healthy, sustainable way. These stories illustrate how mindfulness transforms emotional struggles into opportunities for growth. It doesn't eliminate hardships, but it provides a framework for navigating them with grace and wisdom. The ripple effect of emotional well-being. When you prioritize emotional well-being through mindfulness, the benefits ripple outward. You inspire those around you to adopt similar practices, creating a culture of empathy, authenticity, and mutual support. Families become closer, workplaces thrive, and communities flourish. Ultimately, emotional well-being isn't just a personal endeavor, it's a collective responsibility. Closing reflection. Before we conclude this chapter, let's reflect on a key takeaway. Emotions aren't obstacles to overcome, they're allies guiding us toward deeper self-awareness and connection. By embracing mindfulness, you unlock the potential to transform your emotional landscape and live with greater ease and joy. Take a moment now to pause and check in with yourself. How are you feeling after exploring these ideas? Perhaps you've gained new insights or identified areas for growth. Whatever arises, meet it with kindness and curiosity. As we transition to the next chapter, carry this sense of emotional empowerment with you. Together, we'll explore how mindfulness strengthens relationships, laying the groundwork for richer, more meaningful connections. Chapter 6. Strengthening relationships through mindfulness. Welcome back to the Mindful Zone. In this chapter, we're going to explore how mindfulness can transform your relationships, whether romantic, familial, professional, or social. Relationships are at the heart of human connection, yet they can also be one of the most challenging aspects of life. Miscommunication, unresolved conflicts, and unmet expectations often lead to frustration and disconnection. But here's the good news. Mindfulness offers a powerful toolkit for fostering deeper understanding, empathy, and harmony in all types of relationships. Let's begin by acknowledging an important truth. Strong relationships don't happen by accident. They require intention, effort, and presence. Unfortunately, many of us approach relationships on autopilot, distracted by our own thoughts, devices, or external pressures. We listen half-heartedly, react impulsively, or project our insecurities onto others. Over time, these habits erode trust, intimacy, and mutual respect. Mindfulness flips this dynamic by teaching us to show up fully, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally, for the people who matter most. 1. The power of presence. At its core, mindfulness is about being present. When applied to relationships, presence becomes a gift you give to others. Think about it. When was the last time someone truly listened to you without interrupting, judging, or glancing at their phone? Chances are, that moment felt rare and meaningful. By practicing mindful listening, you create space for authentic connection. Mindful listening involves more than hearing words. It's about tuning into tone, body language, and underlying emotions. For example, if a friend says, "I'm fine," but their voice trembles or their shoulders slump, mindfulness helps you pick up on subtle cues that reveal what they're really feeling. This awareness allows you to respond with greater sensitivity and care. To cultivate mindful listening, try these steps during conversations. Pause before responding. Resist the urge to jump in immediately. Take a breath to absorb what the other person has said. Make eye contact. Show that you're fully engaged. Notice non-verbal signals. Pay attention to facial expressions, gestures, and posture. Reflect back. Paraphrase what you've heard to ensure understanding. For instance, "It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed, is that right?" By giving others your undivided attention, you validate their experiences and strengthen the bond between you. 2. Cultivating empathy and compassion. Empathy, the ability to understand and share another person's feelings, is a cornerstone of healthy relationships. Mindfulness amplifies empathy by training you to observe emotions without judgment. When you're mindful, you become more attuned to the joys and struggles of those around you, fostering a sense of shared humanity. Compassion takes empathy a step further by motivating you to act kindly toward others. Research shows that mindfulness increases activity in brain regions associated with compassion, making it easier to extend warmth and support to loved ones and even strangers. For example, imagine a colleague expressing frustration over a missed deadline. Instead of dismissing their concerns or offering unsolicited advice, mindfulness encourages you to acknowledge their feelings. "That must have been tough. How can I help?" One powerful practice for cultivating compassion is loving kindness meditation. During this exercise, you silently repeat phrases like, "May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you feel safe." You can direct these wishes toward yourself, specific individuals, or all beings. Regularly practicing loving kindness strengthens your capacity for kindness and patience, a boon for any relationship. 3. Navigating conflict. Mindfully. Conflict is inevitable in relationships, but mindfulness transforms how we handle disagreements. Instead of reacting defensively or aggressively, mindfulness teaches us to pause and respond thoughtfully. This shift prevents minor misunderstandings from escalating into major rifts. Consider a common scenario. Your partner criticizes something you did, and your instinct is to retaliate. A mindful approach would involve taking a deep breath, noticing the surge of defensiveness, and choosing a constructive response instead. You might say, "I hear that you're upset. Can we talk about this calmly so we both feel heard?" This willingness to collaborate rather than compete fosters resolution and mutual understanding. Another key aspect of mindful conflict resolution is recognizing triggers, those hot-button issues that ignite anger or hurt. By becoming aware of your triggers ahead of time, you can prepare yourself to handle them skillfully. For instance, if criticism makes you feel attacked, remind yourself that feedback isn't always personal. Sometimes it's simply an opportunity for growth. 4. Setting healthy boundaries. While mindfulness promotes openness and compassion, it also emphasizes the importance of boundaries. Healthy boundaries protect your energy, values, and well-being while respecting the needs of others. Without clear limits, relationships can become imbalanced, leading to resentment or burnout. Mindfulness helps you set boundaries by encouraging self-awareness. Tune into your body and emotions to identify signs of discomfort or overwhelm. For example, if you notice tension in your chest or irritability creeping in during a conversation, it may be a signal that your boundaries are being crossed. Once you recognize this, communicate your needs assertively yet kindly. You might say, "I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I need some quiet time to recharge." Boundaries aren't barriers, they're bridges that facilitate healthier interactions. By honoring your own limits and respecting those of others, you create a foundation of mutual trust and respect. 5. Deepening intimacy. Intimacy goes beyond physical closeness. It's about emotional vulnerability and shared experiences. Mindfulness enhances intimacy by creating opportunities for genuine connection. Whether it's savoring a meal together, walking side by side in silence, or simply sitting quietly and holding hands, mindful moments deepen your appreciation for each other. A practical way to nurture intimacy is through gratitude practices. Take turns sharing 3 things you appreciate about each other every day, or even once a week. These small acts of acknowledgement reinforce positive feelings and remind you why you value the relationship. Couples who practice mindfulness report higher levels of satisfaction and lower rates of conflict. Why? Because mindfulness reduces reactivity, increases empathy, and fosters a spirit of collaboration, all essential ingredients for lasting love. 6. Fostering patience and forgiveness. Patience and forgiveness are vital components of strong relationships, yet they're often difficult to practice. Mindfulness cultivates both qualities by helping you let go of rigid expectations and embrace imperfection, including your own. For instance, if a family member repeatedly forgets to call you on your birthday, mindfulness invites you to examine your reaction. Are you clinging to old wounds or projecting future disappointments? By focusing on the present moment, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering and open the door to forgiveness. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior. It means releasing resentment so you can move forward. One technique for practicing forgiveness is writing a letter to the person who hurt you, even if you never send it. Pour out your feelings honestly, then consciously choose to release them. This process can be incredibly liberating, allowing you to heal and rebuild trust. 7. Strengthening professional relationships. Mindfulness isn't limited to personal connections. It's equally valuable in professional settings. Colleagues who practice mindfulness tend to collaborate more effectively, resolve conflicts peacefully, and maintain a positive work environment. Leaders who embody mindfulness inspire loyalty, creativity, and productivity among their teams. For example, imagine a manager conducting a performance review. Instead of focusing solely on areas for improvement, a mindful leader highlights strengths, listens actively to employee concerns, and co-creates solutions. This approach builds morale and encourages employees to take ownership of their growth. In team dynamics, mindfulness promotes inclusivity and psychological safety. By staying present and non-judgmental, team members feel valued and empowered to contribute their best ideas. Even simple practices like starting meetings with a minute of silence or gratitude can set a mindful tone for productive discussions. 8. Real-life applications. Let's bring these concepts to life with some real-world examples. Picture a parent struggling to connect with their teenager. Instead of lecturing or nagging, they decide to sit down together and play a board game, or better yet, cook dinner side by side. By engaging in a shared activity mindfully, they rediscover joy and camaraderie. Or consider a workplace where tensions run high due to tight deadlines. A mindful leader suggests taking 5-minute breaks throughout the day for stretching or breathing exercises. Not only does this reduce stress, but it also boosts morale and camaraderie among team members. These stories illustrate how mindfulness transforms everyday interactions into opportunities for connection and growth. It doesn't eliminate challenges, but it provides tools for navigating them with wisdom and grace. The ripple effect of mindful relationships. When you prioritize mindfulness in your relationships, the benefits ripple outward. Stronger connections inspire others to adopt similar practices, creating a culture of empathy, authenticity, and mutual support. Families thrive, workplaces flourish, and communities grow stronger. Ultimately, mindful relationships aren't just about individual fulfillment, they're about collective well-being. Closing reflection. Before we conclude this chapter, let's reflect on a key takeaway. Relationships are mirrors. They reflect not only who we are, but also how we treat ourselves and others. By embracing mindfulness, you unlock the potential to transform your connections, fostering deeper understanding, compassion, and joy. Take a moment now to pause and check in with yourself. Who comes to mind when you think about strengthening a relationship? Perhaps there's someone you'd like to reach out to, apologize to, or simply spend quality time with. Whatever arises, meet it with curiosity and kindness. As we transition to the next chapter, carry this sense of relational empowerment with you. Together we'll explore how mindfulness boosts physical health, laying the groundwork for vitality and longevity. Chapter 7. Boosting Physical Health Through Mindfulness. Welcome back to the Mindful Zone. In this chapter, we're diving into one of the most exciting and holistic benefits of mindfulness, its ability to boost physical health. While mindfulness is often associated with mental and emotional well-being, its impact on the body is equally profound. From reducing inflammation and improving sleep, to enhancing immune function and promoting longevity, mindfulness offers a treasure trove of benefits for your physical health. By the end of this chapter, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of how mindfulness works at the intersection of mind and body, and practical tools to integrate it into your daily routine. Let's begin by exploring why physical health matters so much and why it's deeply intertwined with mental and emotional states. Our bodies are not separate entities, they are living ecosystems that respond to everything we think, feel, and do. Chronic stress, poor lifestyle habits, and unresolved emotions can manifest physically as fatigue, pain, illness, or accelerated aging. Conversely, nurturing your body through mindfulness creates a ripple effect that enhances every aspect of your life. Let's break down exactly how mindfulness supports physical health, step by step. 1. Reducing inflammation. Inflammation is a natural part of the body's healing process, but when it becomes chronic, it contributes to a wide range of diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, and even cancer. Stress is a major driver of inflammation as it triggers the release of pro-inflammatory cytokines, chemical messengers that signal the immune system to go into overdrive. Mindfulness acts as an anti-inflammatory agent by calming the nervous system and reducing stress. Studies show that individuals who practice mindfulness regularly have lower levels of inflammatory markers like C-reactive protein, CRP, in their blood. For example, a groundbreaking study conducted at Carnegie Mellon University found that participants who completed an 8-week mindfulness program experienced significant reductions in inflammation compared to those who didn't meditate. These findings highlight the power of mindfulness to protect your body from chronic conditions linked to inflammation. To incorporate mindfulness into your anti-inflammatory toolkit, try practices like deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or guided imagery. These techniques activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, which counteracts the harmful effects of chronic stress. 2. Improving sleep quality. Sleep is foundational to physical health, yet many of us struggle to get enough restorative rest. Poor sleep disrupts hormones, weakens immunity, and exacerbates mental health challenges like anxiety and depression. Mindfulness addresses the root causes of insomnia by calming racing thoughts, easing tension, and creating a sense of safety and relaxation. One effective mindfulness-based intervention for sleep is the body scan meditation. This practice involves lying down and mentally scanning your body from head to toe, noticing areas of tension or discomfort. As you bring awareness to each part of your body, you invite it to relax and release stored stress. Another technique is mindful journaling before bed. Writing down worries or reflections helps clear the mental clutter, making it easier to drift off peacefully. Research supports the efficacy of mindfulness for sleep. A study published in the journal JAMA Internal Medicine found that older adults who practice mindfulness meditation reported improved sleep quality and reduced daytime fatigue compared to those who followed conventional sleep hygiene guidelines. Whether you're dealing with occasional restlessness or chronic insomnia, mindfulness provides gentle yet powerful solutions. 3. Enhancing immune function. Your immune system is your body's defense mechanism, protecting you from infections, viruses, and other threats. However, chronic stress weakens immunity, leaving you more vulnerable to illness. Mindfulness strengthens immune function by lowering cortisol levels, reducing inflammation, and promoting overall balance in the body. For instance, a study conducted at the University of Wisconsin-Madison examined the effects of mindfulness on flu vaccination response. Participants who meditated daily produced significantly higher levels of antibodies, proteins that fight off infections, than those who didn't meditate. Similarly, mindfulness has been shown to improve wound healing, shorten recovery times after surgery, and enhance resilience against colds and flus. To supercharge your immune system with mindfulness, combine meditation with other wellness practices like mindful movement, yoga or Tai Chi, gratitude, journaling, and spending time in nature. Each of these activities boosts vitality and supports your body's natural healing processes. 4. Lowering blood pressure and heart rate. High blood pressure, a leading risk factor for heart disease and stroke, is closely tied to stress and lifestyle factors. Mindfulness lowers blood pressure and heart rate by activating the relaxation response and improving cardiovascular efficiency. Deep breathing exercises in particular stimulate the vagus nerve, which regulates heart rate and promotes calmness. Consider a simple practice called coherent breathing, where you inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts. Repeat this cycle for several minutes, focusing on the rhythm of your breath. Not only does this exercise reduce blood pressure, but it also increases oxygen flow to the brain, sharpening focus and clarity. A meta-analysis of mindfulness-based interventions revealed that programs like MBSR, mindfulness-based stress reduction, consistently lead to improvements in cardiovascular health. Participants report lower cholesterol levels, improved circulation, and reduced risk of heart-related complications. If you're looking to take better care of your heart, mindfulness is a safe, accessible, and scientifically backed option. 5. Supporting digestive health. The gut-brain connection is a fascinating area of research, showing how mental states influence digestive function and vice versa. Stress, anxiety, and unresolved emotions often manifest as gastrointestinal issues like bloating, constipation, or irritable bowel syndrome, IBS. Mindfulness alleviates these symptoms by soothing the nervous system and fostering a harmonious relationship between the brain and gut. One popular mindfulness-based approach for digestive health is mindful eating. Instead of rushing through meals or multitasking while eating, mindful eating encourages you to savor each bite. Pay attention to flavors, textures, and aromas. Chew slowly and thoroughly, allowing your body to digest food efficiently. This practice not only improves nutrient absorption but also reduces overeating and cravings. Studies show that individuals who practice mindful eating experience fewer digestive complaints, healthier weight management, and greater enjoyment of meals. Additionally, mindfulness-based therapies have been shown to significantly reduce symptoms of IBS, offering relief to millions of sufferers worldwide. 6. Managing chronic pain. Chronic pain affects millions of people globally, often diminishing quality of life and limiting mobility. Traditional treatments like medication and surgery provide temporary relief but rarely address the underlying causes of pain. Mindfulness offers a complementary approach by changing your relationship to pain rather than trying to eliminate it entirely. When you experience pain, your brain interprets signals from the body and amplifies them based on fear, resistance, or past experiences. Mindfulness interrupts this cycle by teaching you to observe pain without judgment. Instead of labeling it as bad or unbearable, you learn to see it as a sensation that ebbs and flows. Programs like mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, have been widely studied for their effectiveness in managing chronic pain. Participants report reduced reliance on painkillers, increased tolerance for discomfort, and improved emotional resilience. Techniques like body scans, breath awareness, and visualization help rewire neural pathways associated with pain perception, offering long-term relief. 7. Promoting longevities and aging gracefully. Aging is inevitable, but how we age is largely within our control. Mindfulness supports graceful aging by reducing oxidative stress, preserving cognitive function, and fostering a positive outlook on life. Older adults who practice mindfulness tend to live longer, healthier lives, free from the burden of preventable diseases. For example, a study published in the journal Psychosomatic Medicine found that older meditators had longer telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of chromosomes, than non-meditators. Telomere length is considered a biomarker of cellular aging, with shorter telomeres linked to premature aging and disease. By slowing telomere shortening, mindfulness may extend lifespan and enhance vitality. Additionally, mindfulness combats age-related cognitive decline by strengthening memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. Activities like reading, puzzles, and social engagement pair beautifully with mindfulness, keeping the brain sharp and agile. 8. Real-life applications. Let's bring these concepts to life with some real-world examples. Imagine someone struggling with high blood pressure. Instead of relying solely on medication, they incorporate mindfulness practices like walking meditation and gratitude journaling into their daily routine. Over time, they notice their readings improve and their doctor reduces their dosage. Or consider a busy professional battling chronic migraines. After learning about mindfulness, they start practicing deep breathing exercises during stressful moments at work. To their surprise, the frequency and intensity of their headaches decrease significantly, allowing them to reclaim productivity and joy. These stories illustrate how mindfulness transforms physical health challenges into opportunities for growth and healing. It doesn't replace medical treatment but complements it, empowering you to take charge of your well-being. 9. The ripple effect of physical health. When you prioritize mindfulness for physical health, the benefits ripple outward. You inspire others to adopt similar practices, creating a culture of wellness and vitality. Families become healthier, workplaces thrive, and communities grow stronger. Ultimately, mindful living isn't just about personal transformation, it's about collective flourishing. Closing reflection. Before we conclude this chapter, let's reflect on a key takeaway. Your body is a temple, and mindfulness is the key to unlocking its full potential. By nurturing your physical health through mindfulness, you create a foundation for lasting energy, resilience, and happiness. Take a moment now to pause and check in with yourself. How does your body feel right now? Perhaps there's an area you'd like to focus on: better sleep, reduced pain, or improved digestion. Whatever arises, meet it with kindness and curiosity. As we transition to the next chapter, carry this sense of embodied empowerment with you. Together, we'll explore how mindfulness cultivates gratitude and joy, enriching every corner of your life. Chapter 8. Cultivating gratitude and joy through mindfulness. Welcome back to the Mindful Zone. In this chapter, we're going to explore one of the most heartwarming and transformative aspects of mindfulness, its ability to cultivate gratitude and joy. While mindfulness often begins with practices like meditation or breath awareness, it naturally leads to a deeper appreciation for life's beauty, even in its simplest forms. By nurturing gratitude and joy through mindfulness, you can shift your perspective, amplify positivity, and create a lasting sense of fulfillment that enriches every area of your life. Let's begin by acknowledging an important truth. Happiness isn't something we stumble upon randomly, it's something we actively cultivate. Modern life often trains us to focus on what's lacking rather than what's abundant. We chase goals, compare ourselves to others, and fixate on problems, leaving little room for contentment. But mindfulness flips this script by inviting us to pause, notice, and celebrate the goodness already present in our lives. Let's break down exactly how mindfulness fosters gratitude and joy step by step. 1. The science of gratitude. Gratitude is more than just a warm feeling, it's a powerful psychological tool backed by extensive research. Studies show that practicing gratitude improves mental health, strengthens relationships, boosts resilience, and even enhances physical well-being. When you express gratitude, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, the feel-good neurotransmitters responsible for happiness and motivation. Over time, these biochemical changes rewire your brain to prioritize positivity over negativity. Mindfulness amplifies gratitude by training you to pay attention to the details of your experience. Instead of taking things for granted, like a sunny day, a kind word from a stranger, or the comfort of a warm meal, you learn to savor them fully. For example, imagine sitting outside on a crisp autumn morning. A mindful approach would involve noticing the golden hues of leaves, the crispness of the air, and the gentle crunch underfoot. These small acts of presence deepen your appreciation for the moment. One effective way to practice gratitude is through journaling. Each day, write down 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be monumental. A supportive friend, a good cup of coffee, or a quiet evening at home are all valid entries. This habit shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, helping you recognize blessings you might otherwise overlook. 2. Finding joy in the ordinary. Joy doesn't always come in grand gestures. Sometimes it hides in plain sight. Mindfulness teaches you to find delight in everyday moments, things that might otherwise go unnoticed. Have you ever stopped to marvel at the intricate patterns of frost on a window pane, or savored the aroma of freshly baked bread wafting through the kitchen? These tiny pleasures add up, creating a tapestry of joy woven into the fabric of daily life. To cultivate this skill, try the 5 senses exercise. Pause wherever you are and notice 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This exercise anchors you in the present moment and invites you to engage deeply with your surroundings. It's a reminder that joy is available anytime, anywhere. You just need to look for it. 3. Shifting perspective. Through gratitude, life isn't always easy and challenges are inevitable. During tough times, mindfulness helps you reframe adversity as an opportunity for growth. Gratitude plays a crucial role in this process by redirecting your focus from what's wrong to what's still right. For instance, if you lose your job, you might feel devastated. However, a mindful approach encourages you to reflect on silver linings. Perhaps this setback opens doors to new opportunities, allows you to spend more time with loved ones, or gives you space to pursue passions you've neglected. A practical technique for shifting perspective is reframing complaints into gratitude statements. For example, instead of saying, "I hate commuting," you might say, "I'm grateful I have transportation and the freedom to move around." This simple act transforms frustration into appreciation, empowering you to face difficulties with greater equanimity. 4. Building resilience through joy. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, is closely tied to joy. When you cultivate joy regularly, you build emotional reserves that sustain you during challenging times. Mindfulness supports resilience by fostering a sense of inner peace and optimism. Even amidst hardship, you can access reservoirs of strength and hope rooted in gratitude. Consider someone navigating grief after losing a loved one. While the pain of loss remains, mindfulness helps them honor memories with gratitude rather than dwelling solely on sadness. Lighting a candle in memory, sharing stories with friends, or reflecting on cherished moments creates a bridge between sorrow and solace. Joy and grief can coexist. They're not mutually exclusive. 5. Strengthening relationships through shared gratitude. Gratitude has a ripple effect, extends beyond individual well-being. It strengthens relationships too. Expressing thanks to others fosters connection, trust, and mutual respect. Whether it's thanking a colleague for their hard work, telling a family member how much they mean to you, or simply acknowledging a stranger's kindness, gratitude deepens bonds and creates positive feedback loops. Mindfulness enhances this dynamic by encouraging authentic expressions of gratitude. Instead of offering generic compliments, take time to articulate specific reasons why you appreciate someone. For example, instead of saying "you're awesome," you might say, "I really admire how patient you were with me today. I felt truly supported." Specificity makes gratitude more meaningful and memorable. 6. Practicing gratitude in difficult times. It's easy to feel grateful when life is going smoothly, but true gratitude shines brightest during storms. Mindfulness equips you to navigate adversity with grace by reminding you that challenges are temporary and that even in darkness there are glimmers of light. This perspective prevents despair from taking hold and keeps hope alive. For example, imagine facing financial struggles. While money concerns may weigh heavily, mindfulness encourages you to acknowledge non-material blessings, your health, supportive relationships, or skills that can help you rebuild. Focusing on these positives doesn't negate the difficulty, but it provides a foundation for moving forward. A helpful exercise during tough times is writing a gratitude letter. Choose someone who has positively impacted your life and express your thanks in detail. You don't have to send the letter. It's the act of reflection that matters most. Research shows that gratitude letters significantly boost mood and foster a sense of purpose. 7. Amplifying joy through generosity. Generosity and gratitude are deeply interconnected. When you give freely, whether through acts of service, thoughtful gestures, or simply your time, you experience a profound sense of fulfillment. Mindfulness amplifies this effect by encouraging generosity without attachment to outcomes. Instead of expecting praise or reciprocation, you give purely out of love and compassion. Volunteering is a powerful way to combine mindfulness and generosity. Whether you're mentoring youth, serving meals at a shelter, or planting trees in your community, volunteering connects you to something larger than yourself. These experiences not only benefit others, but also fill your own cup with joy and purpose. 8. Real-life applications. Let's bring these concepts to life with some real-world examples. Picture a parent juggling work and childcare responsibilities. Instead of viewing parenting as exhausting, they start a gratitude ritual with their child each night before bed. What was the best part of your day? This simple exchange builds connection and reminds both parties of life's joys. Or consider someone recovering from surgery. To stay positive, they keep a gratitude jar on their bedside table every day. They write down one thing they're thankful for and drop it into the jar. Over time, the jar fills with reminders of progress, support, and resilience, inspiring them to keep pushing forward. These stories illustrate how mindfulness transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary sources of gratitude and joy. It doesn't eliminate hardships, but it provides tools for navigating them with wisdom and grace. 9. The ripple effect of gratitude and joy. When you prioritize gratitude and joy through mindfulness, the benefits ripple outward. Your positivity inspires those around you to adopt similar practices, creating a culture of kindness, empathy, and celebration. Families thrive, workplaces flourish, and communities grow stronger. Ultimately, cultivating gratitude and joy isn't just about personal fulfillment, it's about collective flourishing. Closing reflection. Before we conclude this chapter, let's reflect on a key takeaway. Gratitude and joy aren't passive states, they're active choices. By embracing mindfulness, you unlock the potential to transform your outlook, amplify positivity, and live with greater ease and wonder. Take a moment now to pause and check in with yourself. What are you grateful for right now? Perhaps it's the roof over your head, the air in your lungs, or the opportunity to connect with others through this video. Whatever arises, meet it with curiosity and kindness. As we transition to the next chapter, carry this sense of gratitude and joy with you. Together we'll explore practical tips for integrating mindfulness into your daily life, ensuring that these practices become second nature. Chapter 9: Practical Tips for Daily Life Through Mindfulness. Welcome back to the Mindful Zone. In this chapter, we're diving into the practical side of mindfulness, how to weave it seamlessly into your daily life. While understanding the science and philosophy behind mindfulness is valuable, the true magic happens when you put it into practice. By integrating mindfulness into everyday activities, you can transform mundane moments into opportunities for presence, connection, and growth. This chapter will provide you with a comprehensive toolkit of actionable strategies, creative ideas, and real-life examples to help you make mindfulness a sustainable part of your routine. Let's begin by acknowledging that mindfulness doesn't require hours of meditation or dramatic lifestyle changes. It's about small, consistent efforts that add up over time. Whether you're brushing your teeth, commuting to work, or enjoying a meal, mindfulness can enhance every aspect of your day. Let's explore how to incorporate mindfulness into various areas of your life, step by step. 1. Morning rituals. Setting the tone for the day. How you start your morning sets the tone for the rest of the day. Instead of rushing through your morning routine on autopilot, try infusing it with mindfulness. Begin with a few minutes of deep breathing or stretching as soon as you wake up. Focus on the sensation of your breath filling your lungs and the gentle stretch of your muscles. These simple practices signal to your body and mind that you're ready to embrace the day with intention. For example, while drinking your morning coffee or tea, take a moment to fully experience it. Notice the aroma rising from the cup, the warmth of the mug in your hands, and the taste of each sip. By savoring these details, you turn an ordinary habit into a mindful ritual. If you prefer journaling, spend 5 minutes writing down 3 things you're grateful for or intentions for the day ahead. This practice primes your brain for positivity and clarity. 2. Mindful movement, connecting body and mind. Physical activity is a natural gateway to mindfulness. Whether you're practicing yoga, going for a walk, or doing household chores, movement offers countless opportunities to tune into your body and surroundings. For instance, during a mindful walk, pay attention to the rhythm of your steps, the feeling of the ground beneath your feet, and the sounds around you. Leave your phone at home if possible, allowing yourself to be fully present. Yoga is another excellent way to combine mindfulness with movement. Even a short sequence of poses can help release tension, improve flexibility, and calm your nervous system. If traditional yoga isn't your style, consider Tai Chi or Qigong, gentle martial arts practices rooted in mindfulness principles. The key is to move with awareness, honoring your body's needs rather than pushing beyond its limits. 3. Mindful eating, nourishing body and soul. Mindful eating transforms meals from rushed necessities into nourishing experiences. Start by removing distractions like TV, phones, or books while eating. Before taking your first bite, pause to express gratitude for the food in front of you, the effort it took to prepare it, the farmers who grew it, and the nutrients it provides your body. As you eat, chew slowly and thoroughly, noticing flavors, textures, and aromas. Ask yourself questions like, am I still hungry, or am I eating out of boredom? This awareness prevents overeating and encourages healthier choices. Studies show that mindful eating leads to better digestion, weight management, and a more positive relationship with food. 4. Breathing breaks, resetting your mind. One of the simplest yet most powerful mindfulness practices is focusing on your breath. Throughout the day, take short breaks to breathe deeply and reset your mind. A popular technique is the box breath. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, and pause for 4 counts. Repeat this cycle several times, visualizing a square expanding and contracting with each phase of the breath. These mini meditations are especially helpful during stressful moments. For example, if you're stuck in traffic or waiting in line, use the time to center yourself instead of growing frustrated. Over time, these brief pauses accumulate, creating a sense of calm and stability. 5. Digital detox, reclaiming your attention. Technology has revolutionized our lives, but it can also scatter our focus and amplify stress. Mindfulness invites us to use technology intentionally rather than letting it dominate our attention. Set boundaries around screen time by designating tech-free periods throughout the day, for instance, during meals, before bed, or first thing in the morning. When using devices, adopt mindful habits like turning off unnecessary notifications, setting timers for social media use, or scheduling focused work sessions without interruptions. Apps like Forest or Freedom can help you stay disciplined by blocking distracting websites or tracking your usage patterns. Remember, technology should serve you, not control you. 6. Commuting with awareness, turning chaos into calm. For many people, commuting is a source of frustration and wasted time. However, mindfulness can transform this daily chore into a chance for reflection and relaxation. If you drive, resist the urge to multitask by scrolling through your phone or obsessing over delays. Instead, focus on the road ahead, listen to calming music or podcasts, or practice gratitude for safe travels. Public transportation offers unique opportunities for mindfulness too. Use the time to observe your surroundings, read a book, or close your eyes and meditate. If standing or sitting, notice the sensations in your body, your feet pressing against the floor, your hands resting on your lap. These small acts of presence anchor you in the moment and reduce commuter stress. 7. Workday. Wellness. Staying present amidst tasks. Mindfulness isn't just for personal time. It's equally valuable in professional settings. To stay focused and productive at work, incorporate mindful practices into your routine. For example, begin meetings with a minute of silence to center everyone's attention. During tasks, practice single tasking by dedicating your full energy to one project at a time. Take regular breaks to stretch, hydrate, or step outside for fresh air. Research shows that brief mental resets improve concentration and creativity. If you feel overwhelmed, try the stop method. S. Stop what you're doing. T. Take a few deep breaths. O. Observe your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations. P. Proceed with renewed focus and intention. 8. Evening. Wind down, preparing for restful sleep. Just as morning rituals set the tone for the day, evening routines prepare you for restorative sleep. Create a calming pre-bedtime ritual by dimming lights, turning off screens, and engaging in relaxing activities like reading, journaling, or listening to soothing music. Avoid stimulating content or heavy conversations that might keep your mind racing. A guided body scan meditation is particularly effective for winding down. Lie comfortably and mentally scan your body from head to toe, releasing tension as you go. Pair this with gentle stretches or progressive muscle relaxation to ease physical discomfort. Consistency is key. Over time, these practices signal to your brain that it's time to rest. 9. Handling challenges. Mindfully building resilience. Life inevitably presents challenges, but mindfulness helps you navigate them with greater resilience. When faced with adversity, pause and acknowledge your emotions without judgment. Instead of reacting impulsively, ask yourself, what's the wisest course of action right now? For example, if you receive critical feedback at work, resist the urge to defend yourself immediately. Take a breath, thank the person for their input, and reflect on whether there's truth to their perspective. This approach diffuses conflict and fosters growth. Similarly, mindfulness teaches you to reframe setbacks as learning opportunities, cultivating a mindset of curiosity rather than fear. 10. Micro-mindfulness practices. Making every moment count. Not every mindfulness practice requires dedicated time. Some can be woven into existing activities. Here are a few micro-practices to try. Brushing your teeth. Focus on the sensation of the bristles against your gums and the minty freshness of toothpaste. Washing dishes. Feel the warmth of soapy water and the smoothness of plates as you clean them. Waiting in line. Observe your surroundings, notice your breath, or silently wish kindness to those around you. May they be happy. These tiny moments of presence stack up, creating a foundation of mindfulness that supports larger practices. 11. Real-life applications. Let's bring these concepts to life with some real-world examples. Imagine someone struggling to manage their workload. Instead of multitasking frantically, they decide to implement the Pomodoro technique combined with mindful breathing breaks. Not only does their productivity soar, but they also feel less stressed and more in control. Or consider a parent juggling childcare and household responsibilities. They start incorporating mindfulness into bedtime routines by reading stories slowly, savoring cuddles, and expressing gratitude together. These shared moments strengthen family bonds and create lasting memories. These stories illustrate how mindfulness transforms everyday challenges into opportunities for growth and joy. It doesn't eliminate difficulties, but it equips you to face them with wisdom and grace. 12. The ripple effect of mindful living. When you prioritize mindfulness in your daily life, the benefits ripple outward. You inspire others to adopt similar practices, creating a culture of presence, empathy, and mutual support. Families thrive, workplaces flourish, and communities grow stronger. Ultimately, mindful living isn't just about personal transformation, it's about collective flourishing. Closing reflection. Before we conclude this chapter, let's reflect on a key takeaway. Mindfulness isn't something you do occasionally, it's a way of being. By embedding mindfulness into your daily life, you create a steady stream of presence, gratitude, and joy that sustains you through all seasons. Take a moment now to pause and check in with yourself. What's one area of your life where you'd like to integrate mindfulness? Perhaps it's starting your day with intention, eating more mindfully, or finding calm amidst chaos. Whatever arises, meet it with kindness and curiosity. As we transition to the final chapter, carry this sense of possibility with you. Together, we'll explore how embracing a mindful lifestyle can lead to lasting fulfillment and peace. Chapter 10. Embracing a mindful lifestyle. Welcome back to the Mindful Zone. In this final chapter of our journey together, we're going to explore what it truly means to embrace a mindful lifestyle, a way of living that transcends fleeting practices or isolated moments of presence. Mindfulness isn't just something you do for 5 minutes a day, it's a philosophy and approach to life that permeates every thought, action, and interaction. By adopting a mindful lifestyle, you create a foundation for lasting peace, purpose, and joy. Let's dive deeply into how mindfulness can become the guiding principle of your existence, step by step. 1. Mindfulness as a way of being. To live mindfully is to move through life with awareness, intention, and compassion for yourself, others, and the world around you. It's about seeing each moment as sacred, whether you're sipping tea, navigating traffic, or holding space for a loved one in need. This perspective shifts your relationship with time, transforming ordinary days into opportunities for growth and connection. Consider the difference between living reactively versus responsively. Reactive living happens when you're driven by habits, distractions, or external pressures. You might wake up feeling rushed, scroll through social media absent-mindedly, or snap at someone because you're stressed. Responsive living, on the other hand, stems from mindfulness. You pause before reacting, choose actions aligned with your values, and honor the present moment instead of clinging to the past or worrying about the future. A helpful analogy is to think of mindfulness as the lens through which you view life. Without this lens, experiences blur together, a chaotic mix of obligations, routines, and fleeting pleasures. With mindfulness, however, each moment comes into sharp focus, revealing its beauty, lessons, and potential for transformation. 2. Aligning actions with values. One hallmark of a mindful lifestyle is aligning your daily choices with your core values. Values are the guiding principles that give meaning to your life. Things like kindness, creativity, health, or adventure. When your actions reflect these priorities, you experience a profound sense of fulfillment and authenticity. For example, if family is important to you, mindfulness encourages you to be fully present during shared meals or conversations rather than checking emails or zoning out. If environmental sustainability resonates with you, mindfulness inspires you to make conscious decisions about consumption, waste, and resource use. The key is to regularly check in with yourself. Are my behaviors supporting what matters most to me? If not, where can I adjust? Journaling is a powerful tool for clarifying your values and tracking alignment. Spend a few minutes each week reflecting on questions like, what brought me joy or fulfillment this week? Where did I feel disconnected or out of sync? How can I prioritize my values more intentionally moving forward? These reflections deepen self-awareness and reinforce commitment to mindful living. 3. Cultivating presence in relationships. Relationships thrive when nurtured with mindfulness. A mindful lifestyle involves showing up fully for the people who matter most, not just physically but emotionally and mentally. This means listening attentively, communicating openly, and offering empathy without judgment. For instance, imagine having a disagreement with a partner. Instead of escalating the conflict, mindfulness invites you to pause, breathe, and listen deeply to their perspective. You might say, I hear that you're upset and I want to understand why. This approach diffuses tension and fosters mutual understanding. Similarly, expressing gratitude regularly strengthens bonds and creates a positive feedback loop of appreciation. Mindfulness also extends to relationships with strangers or acquaintances. Holding the door open for someone, smiling warmly, or simply wishing them well silently, may they have a good day, spreads kindness and cultivates a sense of interconnectedness. These small acts remind us that everyone is worthy of respect and care. 4. Living with imperfection and acceptance. Perfectionism is one of the greatest barriers to mindful living. Many of us strive for flawlessness in our work, appearance, or relationships, only to feel perpetually dissatisfied. Mindfulness teaches acceptance, the radical idea that imperfection is part of being human. When you embrace imperfection, you release the need to control outcomes or compare yourself to others. For example, if a project doesn't go as planned, mindfulness helps you reframe failure as feedback. Ask yourself, what did I learn? How can I grow? This mindset fosters resilience and curiosity rather than shame or frustration. Self-compassion plays a vital role here. Treat yourself with the same gentleness and encouragement you'd offer a dear friend facing challenges. Remind yourself that mistakes are inevitable and often the stepping stones to success. Over time, this attitude reduces anxiety and increases confidence. 5. Finding balance in a fast-paced world. Modern life moves at breakneck speed, making balance elusive for many. A mindful lifestyle emphasizes moderation and harmony across all areas of life: work, rest, play, and self-care. It's about setting boundaries that protect your energy while leaving room for spontaneity and joy. For example, instead of overloading your schedule with commitments, practice saying no to non-essential tasks. Prioritize activities that nourish your body, mind, and spirit, such as exercise, creative pursuits, or quiet reflection. At the same time, allow flexibility for unexpected opportunities or moments of inspiration. Mindful scheduling can help achieve this balance. Use tools like planners or digital calendars, but leave buffers between appointments to recharge. Designate specific times for focused work, relaxation, and socializing, ensuring that no single area dominates your day. Remember, productivity isn't measured by quantity, it's about quality and impact. 6. Connecting with nature. Nature is a powerful ally in cultivating mindfulness. Spending time outdoors reminds us of life's cycles, rhythms, and interconnectedness. Whether it's walking barefoot on grass, watching waves crash against the shore, or gazing at stars on a clear night, nature anchors us in the present moment and expands our perspective. To deepen your connection with nature, incorporate rituals like gardening, hiking, or stargazing into your routine. Pay attention to sensory details, the rustle of leaves, the scent of pine, or the coolness of dew underfoot. Even urban environments offer opportunities for mindful observation, such as noticing architectural details, street art, or the diversity of people passing by. Research shows that spending time in green spaces lowers stress, boosts mood, and enhances cognitive function. Make it a habit to unplug regularly and immerse yourself in the natural world. Not only will you feel refreshed, but you'll also develop a greater appreciation for Earth's beauty and fragility. 7. Practicing non-judgmental awareness. Well, non-judgmental awareness is a cornerstone of mindfulness, one that requires ongoing practice. It involves observing thoughts, emotions, and sensations without labeling them as good or bad. This shift liberates you from unnecessary suffering caused by resistance or attachment. For instance, if you wake up feeling anxious, mindfulness invites you to acknowledge the sensation without identifying with it. I am anxious. Instead, you might say, anxiety is present right now, creating distance between yourself and the emotion. Then explore what triggered it and how you can respond skillfully. This non-judgmental stance applies to others too. When someone behaves in a way that irritates you, mindfulness encourages curiosity rather than criticism. Ask yourself, why might they be acting this way? What unmet needs could be driving their behavior? This empathetic approach fosters compassion and reduces conflict. 8. Navigating change and uncertainty. Life is inherently unpredictable, filled with transitions, losses, and unexpected twists. A mindful lifestyle equips you to navigate change with grace and adaptability. Rather than resisting uncertainty, mindfulness teaches you to lean into it, trusting that every experience holds lessons and possibilities. For example, losing a job might initially feel devastating. However, mindfulness helps you reframe the situation as an opportunity to reassess your goals, learn new skills, or pursue passions you've neglected. Similarly, aging, a universal yet often feared process, becomes less daunting when approached with mindfulness. Each stage of life offers unique gifts and challenges, inviting you to grow wiser and more resilient. Visualization techniques can support this process. Imagine yourself thriving in the face of change, surrounded by supportive people and resources. Picture obstacles as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. These mental rehearsals build confidence and optimism. 9. Creating a sacred space for reflection. Having a dedicated space for mindfulness practice reinforces your commitment to a mindful lifestyle. This doesn't have to be elaborate. A cozy corner with cushions, candles, or plants suffices. The goal is to create an environment that feels calming and conducive to introspection. Use this space for meditation, journaling, yoga, or simply sitting quietly. Decorate it with items that inspire peace, such as crystals, books, or artwork. Lighting incense or playing soft music can enhance the ambience. Over time, this sanctuary becomes a refuge, a place where you retreat to reconnect with yourself and recharge. If physical space is limited, consider creating a portable sanctuary. Carry items like a journal, essential oils, or a favorite stone that evoke mindfulness wherever you go. These portable reminders anchor you in the present moment, even amid chaos. 10. Real-life applications. Let's bring these concepts to life with some real-world examples. Imagine someone overwhelmed by caregiving responsibilities. they decide to integrate mindfulness into their routine by practicing deep breathing during breaks, journaling nightly about their feelings, and taking short walks outside. These practices restore their energy and prevent burnout. Or consider a student juggling exams and extracurriculars. By adopting mindful study habits like focusing on one subject at a time, taking regular breaks, and visualizing success, they improve concentration and reduce stress. Their grades improve and they enjoy learning more fully. These stories illustrate how embracing a mindful lifestyle transforms everyday struggles into opportunities for growth and fulfillment. It doesn't eliminate hardships, but it provides tools for navigating them with wisdom and grace. 11. The ripple effect of a mindful lifestyle. When you embody mindfulness in your daily life, the benefits ripple outward. Your calm demeanor inspires colleagues to adopt similar practices, fostering a peaceful workplace culture. Your compassionate interactions strengthen friendships and family ties. Your environmentally conscious choices contribute to a healthier planet. Ultimately, a mindful lifestyle isn't just about personal well-being, it's about collective flourishing. Closing reflection. Before we conclude this chapter and our journey together, let's reflect on a key takeaway. Mindfulness isn't a destination, it's a lifelong practice. There's no finish line or perfect state to achieve. Instead, mindfulness is a continuous unfolding, an invitation to meet each moment with openness, curiosity, and love. Take a moment now to pause and celebrate how far you've come. Reflect on what you've learned throughout this video series. Perhaps you've discovered new tools for managing stress, deepened your understanding of emotional well-being, or found inspiration to live more intentionally. Whatever arises, meet it with gratitude and pride. As we close this chapter, carry this sense of possibility with you. Mindfulness is a gift you give to yourself and the world, a beacon of light in an often chaotic existence. May it guide you toward a life rich with presence, purpose, and joy. Thank you for joining me on this hour-long exploration of mindfulness, a journey that has taken us from the roots of ancient wisdom to the cutting-edge science of modern well-being. If you've made it this far, I want to take a moment to acknowledge your commitment to learning, growing, and nurturing yourself. That's no small feat in today's fast-paced world, and it speaks volumes about your desire to live with greater intention, presence, and joy. Let's pause for a moment to reflect on everything we've covered together. We began by defining mindfulness, the art of being fully present in the moment without judgment, and explored its origins in Buddhist teachings. From there, we delved into the science behind mindfulness, fast-paced world, and it speaks volumes about your desire to live with greater intention, presence, and joy. Let's pause for a moment to reflect on everything we've covered together. We began by defining mindfulness, the art of being fully present in the moment without judgment, and explored its origins in Buddhist teachings. From there, we delved into the science behind mindfulness, uncovering how it rewires the brain, reduces inflammation, and enhances physical health. We discovered how mindfulness can reduce stress, improve focus, strengthen relationships, and even boost immunity. Along the way, we learned practical tools for integrating mindfulness into daily life, from mindful eating and breathing exercises to gratitude practices and digital detoxes. And finally, we embrace the idea of mindfulness as a lifestyle, a holistic approach to living that infuses every aspect of our existence with awareness, compassion, and purpose. But here's the truth. Mindfulness isn't something you master. It's not a box you check off or a trophy you earn. Mindfulness is a practice, a continuous unfolding that evolves alongside you. Some days it will feel effortless, like slipping into stillness as naturally as breathing. Other days it might feel challenging, like trying to meditate while your mind races in 1,000 directions. Both experiences are valid. The beauty of mindfulness lies in showing up anyway, with kindness, patience, and curiosity. As you step away from this video, I invite you to carry these insights forward, not as lofty ideals, but as actionable steps you can weave into your everyday life. Start small. Maybe it's taking 3 deep breaths before responding to an email. Perhaps it's savoring the first sip of your morning coffee instead of gulping it down. Or maybe it's setting aside 5 minutes each day to sit quietly and simply breathe. These tiny moments add up, creating a ripple effect that transforms not only your own life, but also the lives of those around you. Remember, mindfulness isn't just about personal transformation, it's about collective flourishing. When you choose to live mindfully, you inspire others to do the same. Your calm demeanor influences colleagues, your compassionate interactions uplift friends and family, and your environmentally conscious choices contribute to a healthier planet. In this way, mindfulness becomes a gift you give to yourself and the world, a beacon of light in an often chaotic existence. Before we part ways, I'd like to leave you with a simple yet powerful reminder. You already have everything you need to begin this journey. You don't need fancy equipment, expensive classes, or hours of free time. All you need is a willingness to show up, to meet each moment with openness and curiosity. Trust the process and trust yourself. Over time, you'll discover that mindfulness isn't something you do, it's something you are. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're exactly where you're meant to be, doing exactly what you're meant to do. If you enjoyed this video and found value in it, I'd be deeply grateful if you could support the Mindful Zone by liking, subscribing, and sharing this content with someone who might benefit from it. Together, we can spread the transformative power of mindfulness to corners of the world that need it most. Finally, take a moment now to close your eyes or soften your gaze and breathe deeply. Feel the weight of this moment settle into your bones. Let go of any tension or distractions. Whatever challenges you're facing, whatever dreams you're chasing, know that you're not alone. This community is here to support you, and so am I. Thank you again for being here, for investing in yourself, and for embracing the journey toward a more mindful, meaningful life. Until next time, take a deep breath and step into the present moment. You deserve it. Namaste.